Invalid option.
Well, we know that one of the functions is of childhood behavior is attention.
Where's the academy?
I hung up, but I'm going to call back in. We're getting significant distractions from a Hotepian or two. I'm going to dial back in. Let me see something.
Right.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Let me jump back in. Time out. I'm back.
Teacher about astrophysics and nothing more to that.
I'm back. Let's get back.
Oh, he's back. Okay.
Yes. Thank you, Queen. Thank you for that. This is what I want to say about that. Attention is the number one function of misbehavior. And it sounds like your son is kind of thirsty for attention.
Where is the school? That's the question. Welcome everyone, Cook Crush Chat. Thank you for tuning on in for another live stream here. We got a lot to get into. Crush Chat is on the feet. Let's go. FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. It's coming. FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. It's 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 coming. Oh, it's coming. FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. Thought his personality be twerking. It's twerking. All right. Thank you all so much for tuning on in. How's it going, Genevieve? Hope you're doing well. Hope the boys are doing well as well. Okay. Thank you all so much for tuning on in. Breaking news. We got another. This is the third day in a row. The first day, the breaking news was that King Randall decided to come forward and share the truth that Umar Johnson scammed him out of $3,246. If you haven't seen that live stream, it's archived here on my YouTube page. Welcome everyone to the Cook Crush Chat. Y'all undefeated. Breaking news from yesterday was that Reverend Jerry Juice drove by the abandoned buildings in Wilmington, Delaware, and took video, and it looks horrible out there. If you haven't seen that video, it's already over 20,000 views already. It looks horrible. It looks like a jungle. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's archived here on my YouTube page. And then today, come to find out, Umar Johnson's father, whose name is Jamal Johnson, went out to Atlanta, from Philadelphia to Atlanta, to participate. This is what I think he went down there for, to participate in it's like a walkathon type of thing to raise money for King Randall School, which is a real school, unlike Jamal Johnson's son, Umar Johnson, who has no school, and he's a real scammer. In fact, Jamal Johnson called him a scammer. Did you guys know that? If your own father calls you a scammer, you're a scammer. Unless your father is just, out to get you. I don't think that that's the case. Now, the question I want to raise, and I have a poll that started here already. Is Jamal Johnson clout chasing? Meaning, is he going down there to visit with King Randall as a way of clout chasing based on what took place with Umar Johnson scamming King Randall? And that's the question for today. So far, we have 194 votes. 77% say yes. 22% say no. By the way, Jamal Johnson is aware of this live stream. I have a feeling he probably watches all these videos that I didn't do on Umar. There was a time when he would call in, and I've confronted him on one of the preeminent issues dealing with Umar Johnson, and that is the lie that Umar Johnson has consistently said over the last decade at least, that they are a descendant of Frederick Douglass. They are not descendants of Frederick Douglass. Jamal Johnson took a DNA test, and it came out conclusively that they're not descendants. It is also arguable whether or not they're even related, but they're not descendants. And Umar still runs with that lie. Jamal Johnson reneged on what he said and ran with the lie. That's why it's kind of an iffy situation, because integrity is definitely a question with Umar, and it appears that it's a question with Jamal too. You would think that if you find out the truth that you're not a descendant, and that the DNA proves that you're not a descendant, that you go with the scientific fact and that you do not renege. But that's not what Jamal did. He reneged. And that was one of the main issues that I had with Jamal Johnson. He sent me many messages. I never sent him a message, never reached out to him. I haven't gone on to his pages or left comments or anything like that, but he has done that to me. He's even gone on my Facebook page and sent me messages. I don't know if he sent me messages on Instagram or not, but on Facebook for sure. Just very interesting. What I'd like to do today is, to start, I would like to give an overview of what took place a couple of days ago dealing with King Randall. King Randall he turned 25 years old today. He's more accomplished than I am. He's definitely more accomplished than Umar is. He's more accomplished than most people that you would meet, especially at the age of 25. It's incredible. So I give shout outs to him. Most definitely, much respect. Again, I can't speak to his character because I've not met him. I don't know him personally. And I always say that to hedge my bets, because there are people that I've met online, even people who've criticized Umar, that I thought that they were one way, but then later on I'll find out that there's something totally different. So that's why I have to hedge my bets whenever I speak on people that I do not personally know. That being said, though, he's very much accomplished. He turned 25 years today, 25 years old, and happy birthday to you. And he's handling the business, unlike Umar, who is about to be 50, I believe. I think he's going to be 50. Yeah, I think he's about to be turning 50. He might be turning, he'll be turning 50, I believe. He may be 49 in August of this year. He's homeless right now. He was living inside of his mama's closet, and he was supposed to be there. They've been evicted twice, and I have the paperwork for that. Umar's raised millions of dollars at this point, and yet he can't even keep a roof over his head. He doesn't have his own car. He's an absentee father. He's been on child support for over 20 years. He pays his child support in bulk. I go on and on. You guys have heard it all in the past. But to see this young man at 25 years old actually doing something and has a school where he's educating and uplifting these young black boys, much respect. That's not what we've seen with Umar. And Jamal Johnson called him a fraud. I can play it for you all. But before I do that, if you guys want me to, you can let me know. Before I do that, I want to just do a quick review of what took place a couple of days ago. So let's start right here. And welcome everyone. Start the Cook Fresh Chat. Thank you so much for tuning on in. I appreciate it. Thanks to the mods for being here as well. This is King Randall's X page, formerly known as Twitter. Now, we have reviewed this already, but I think it's apropos before we get a little bit deeper into this live stream. And this will be a shorter live stream too, by the way. I do promise. I promise that. Here's his Twitter right here. And you can scroll down. And if you scroll, here's Jamal Johnson right here. It's interesting. Jamal Johnson is in excellent shape for his age. It's awesome. I can only imagine what it takes to, he does a lot of walking though too. He's done marches and stuff like that. He was also a Marine. And he's in very good shape. In fact, he's probably in better shape than I am. But this is from yesterday. But prior to that, if we scroll down, and I don't know if it's coincidental or not, but this is what took place. And so let me go ahead and go right here. It says, King Randall says, LL, I ain't got time to be lying on nobody. Mind you, I used to defend this man. He's talking about Umar Johnson with my whole chest. Thought it would be a great idea for him to come to my school and speak he has a school also. Well, Umar doesn't have a school. Let's be clear about that. He took the money, canceled the day before, and ghosted me and got mad because I said something. So this is not uncommon too. This has happened before with Umar Johnson. I've gave examples of that where he would take deposits, he would take money, he would schedule events, take money, and then he wouldn't show up or he'll cancel, but he wouldn't return the deposit. Umar is actually known for that, and that's a clear red flag. He's a fraudster. Okay, he's a scam artist. Let's read this real quick. This is the text messages that were going back and forth between King Randall and Umar Johnson. Good afternoon. I'm going to have to cancel. This is Umar. I'm going to have to cancel my participation in this weekend's conference. Please send your PayPal email address for a return of deposit. Thankfully. Okay. And then right here, you see the return, the PayPal, pay the ex-boys using paypal.me. And then later, King Randall says, did something happen? And then here we are, April 26th. It says $3,246.70 would be the full total, including the flight. Let me know when we can expect the return. Thank you so much. And then here's May 2nd. Good morning. Was checking in to see when we should expect the payment back. And then it goes all the way to June 2nd, now a whole month later. And then here we are, June 2nd. Good afternoon, Dr. Umar. Will you not be sending us our funds back for the event? And then Umar responds saying, good afternoon. I'm still awaiting the refund from Delta Airlines due to the disrespectful remarks you made online regarding my withdrawal from your conference. 50% of the deposit will be returned along with the full cost of the flight once it has been refunded. King Randall could sue Umar. He's saying, because you made some disrespectful remarks, that I'm only going to send you half of the deposit. You see this? And then King Randall responded, said, unfortunately, when someone doesn't return texts, etc., after a month, you start to think they just skipped out on you. Common courtesy would have been to say, hey, this is happening, etc., not just ignore someone. Keeping communication would have been great. Secondly, I didn't disrespect you. I was the one who defended you publicly, etc. And he did defend Umar. All I said was I paid and you didn't show up, nor give us the funds back. I didn't have an issue with the withdrawal from the conference. I was totally cool with it. It became an issue when you didn't respond, when a simple text would have been cool. I'm sure if the roles were reversed, you would have had a lot to say yourself. And then Umar Johnson responds, nigga, please. See that right there? That's Umar Johnson's response. He's a scam artist. Okay, he's been a scam artist for a very long time. There's some interesting conversations too down here. So, you know, this person says, this guy's laughing at Umar said, he says, man, you should have saw my face. I know King Randall was probably like, wow. Hotep Virgin Mary said that nigga please would have sent me over the edge. You have great patience. And then King Randall says, I work with children. Said, you know what I would have said. Okay. That's absolutely disgusting. Feet to the fire should never be embarrassed unless you do something wrong. Be accountable for your mistakes. Find a path to resolution and sleep every night like a baby. Great work once again. Yeah. His last response, like, what? How do I donate to your cause, etc.? Yeah, this is Umar, though. Yeah, this is Umar's character. Right? He's a scam artist. And then when people call him out, he gets very upset. In fact, I remember, and I have the receipt. I remember when Umar was mad at his father, Jamal, he doxed his father's phone number. Anyone remember that? Hit the one. I can pull it up. That's Umar's behavior. In fact, Umar doxed me at one point. One point he was issuing physical threats of violence and talking about how he was going to have his Goonie Goons come to my house. Then he put out my home address. This is Umar Johnson's character. He's actually done this to his father. He's done this to one of his baby mamas too. He's doxed her personal information and the grandmama. But I remember I have the receipt when Umar he got upset with his father because his father was speaking out against Umar. He did say that Umar was a fraud. I have it. And Umar got upset. So what does Umar do? He doxed his father's phone number. Yeah, I can only imagine what kind of child he was. I can only imagine. There was one other thing too from the, I don't see it here, but I do have, let me see, maybe I can find it in this folder. Give me 1 second. I want to There was one other, I have it as a screenshot. Let's take a look here. This is from yesterday. No, this was from the day before yesterday. So this would have been the 24th. It'll be in here. No, I don't see it there. Oh, no, I have it in a separate folder. It's called King Randall. That's why. Okay, give me 1 second. Here it is right here. Yeah, here it is right here. Let me show you this too, because I didn't see this in the it's up there. I just didn't see it on his X page. Here, let me just pull this up and show this to you guys real quick. There you go. King Randall says, yep, tried to collaborate and bring him to my school to speak a few years ago, paid him $2,500 along with purchasing the flights. He canceled the day before and never gave us a refund, charged it to the game and kept it moving. This person says, this is a person was saying how a new emerging king, meaning King Randall, is actually doing what Dr. Umar has been talking about doing for years. And this is very, very true. And oh, you guys can't even see that. I'm sorry. Here, did you guys see that? Oh, I didn't even pull it up. Give me 1 second. I apologize. Yeah, here it is right here. Do a screen share. Yeah, this is on his X, but I just didn't see it. But if you guys, this is what I was reading just now. Yeah, and to be clear, Umar conceptualized this idea of FDMG in 2005. I can pull up the receipt and show you. He actually states that in the video. And then, of course, I've shown this many, many times, and I'll just show it right here quickly. That Umar in 2010, he stated that the school was going to open in 2013. Let me see here. Wait a minute, this is the wrong PowerPoint. I apologize. Let me get the right one here. Oh, here it is. Okay. Yeah, this is from 2010. So he conceptualized it in 2005. In 2010, he said that the school was going to open. The grand opening was scheduled for September 11, 2013. And then, of course, in 2014, he started the St. Paul school scam. And school still didn't open 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. That's when he purchased the abandoned buildings in Wilmington, Delaware. And since 2019 to present, he's been collecting money. He's raised close. It has to be over $2.6, $2.7 million by now. And there's still no school. There's just some abandoned buildings that are still on the vacant property list. And I pulled up the receipts yesterday's live stream and the live stream before. I can't remember how much. All the bills in total that Umar has had to dish out associated with these abandoned buildings I'm talking about like utility bills, back taxes, etc. It was over $158,000. I think it was like 26. No, I can't remember. I would have to pull it up. But there's a significant amount of money that's still past due. So he's not handling business. He's still collecting money. And you Umar Johnson followers, let me say this, that you guys say the same thing that Umar Johnson says, but that's because he's programmed you that way, because he repeats the lie over and over again. He has different excuses. And one of the excuses is that he doesn't have enough money. And you guys repeat that. But if I asked you, well, how much money does he have? You can't tell me. So then if you can't tell me how much money he has, how much he's raised, how are you going to say he doesn't have enough money? But he's programmed you because he stated, you know, we're only going for the black dollar and we're doing, and that's why it's taking so long. No, it's taking so long because the shit is a scam. And that's what Umar wants. He wants it to go on forever because that's how he funds his lifestyle. He doesn't have a job. He's homeless. He hasn't had his own residence where he's on the paperwork by himself in over a decade. He had tax liens. I can't remember how much it was. It's crazy. It's so crazy. But if you say, well, he needs more money, well, then how much more money does he need? You don't know that. He doesn't even know that. You don't. And then how can you say how much more money he needs if you don't know how much money he has? How much money? How are you going to say how much money he has if he doesn't tell you? See, the critical question is, how much money has Umar Johnson raised? How much money has he spent? And then once you calculate those two things, you have honest answers that are backed up with receipts. Then you can say, okay, this is how much money he needs based upon how much more money it's going to take to complete renovations. And then it's going to cost anywhere from $3.5 to $4.5 million a year operating expenses at least. So where's he going to come up with that money from? So you can keep making the same excuses that Umar is, because he's repeated it over and over again. It's the repetition. You can keep making up the same excuses, But at the end of the day, you don't know what you're talking about because you don't know how much money he's collected. You don't know how much money he's spent. You don't know how much money he still needs. He hasn't told you, but you will reiterate and say exactly what he's programmed you to say over. That's called mind control. That's not critical thinking. Well, you know, he's only collecting from black people. That's what. Well, see, that's it. That's what he told you. See, what a fascinating scenario to set up. You mind control your supporters into thinking that you don't have enough money, and they'll repeat that you don't have enough money, and therefore you can just keep saying, I don't have enough money indefinitely. And that's the excuse you give as to why over the last 19 years, the school hasn't opened. And right now, it looks like a trap bando in the jungle. But it's only through mind control that a person would accept that. It's illogical without verifiable facts. How much money has he raised so far? How much money has he spent? How much money does he have left over? And how much more money does he need? See, he's raised more than enough money to get something started, but Umar doesn't want to start anything. What he wants to do is keep this going indefinitely because the money that he receives isn't going towards opening up a school, it's going towards his own personal lifestyle. All right. I have some other receipts, and this is going to be a different show. We won't be here that long. Okay, let me just get out of the X here, because that's one thing. And then really quickly here, I'll go ahead and show this. Let me see here. This is Umar's father's Instagram page. It's also on his Facebook. That's all I saw. I ended up seeing it there. So he's aware of this live stream. And he says, this is such foolishness. No, what's foolish, I think, is that Umar Johnson continues to scam the Black community, and no one really, there's not many people speaking out relative to how many people know about it. That's really what's, it's unfortunate and it's foolish. And it's also foolish. I'm not saying that Umar's father is a clout chaser in terms of him connecting with King Randall, but I will say that he was a clout chaser in the past. That this whole idea of him being this community activist, where he's walking around, almost getting hit by cars on the freeway, and he's standing out there by himself with the bullhorn yelling at buildings. That stems from Umar Johnson's rise in the Black conscious community. And I'm not saying that he's trying to compete. What I'm saying is that it's not like as if he's a bona fide community leader. That's not it at all. The community leadership starts in the home in the first place. Let's start there. You see. So in my opinion, what's foolish is that people like Umar Johnson are allowed to continue to do what he's been doing, and he goes unchecked. And then when people like me come out and speak out about it, I get all this kickback. And interesting enough, Umar actually went at his dad too. I have videos where his dad talks about how he was people were calling him and texting him and all this kind of stuff because Umar docs. Want me to show you the receipt? I'll show you the receipt. Hold on one second. Get to that in just a moment. Give me 1 second, everyone. Where did I put that? That is, yeah, I got it. Give me 1 second. Here we go.
Hello.
All right. This was a post on Umar's Facebook page, and this was when he was going at his father.
Oh. I'm doing this video, obviously, to speak on the communication which is on the screen.
Can you guys hear it? It's pretty low, huh? Hold on 1 second. I think I have an edited version. Let me know if it's loud enough.
That I found out about that was put on Twitter by my son. So I'm addressing him.
You guys want to see that tweet too, by the way? I have that too. Hold on 1 second. Oh, okay, you can hear it? Okay, I can turn it down. Someone said it's actually loud. There's Hold on one second. Let me see if I have. I thought I had. No, I know I have it. Let me see. Yeah, it's not coming up. I'll let it play. But I have the actual receipt he's talking about.
Along with his team. Today I've received text messages, phone calls, and I guess I'm in line to be visited by the Goody Goons.
See, what Umar did was he put out a text and he put his father's phone number out there, and it's basically a way to intimidate his father, and this is his father's response.
Based on the fact that I voiced my opinion about how some things are being handled by my son, Dr. Umar Johnson, Dr. Umar Abdullah Jermaine Shoemake. Let me say this quickly and shortly.
All right, and here is that receipt I was referring to. Let me share that with you guys real quickly. I should have showed this first, but just because I'm big on timeline, but this is it right here. This is Dr. Umar Johnson. Dear haters, I have so much more for you to be mad at. Just be patient. And he says, I was contacted today by 2 leading members of the Dr. Umar Must Go campaign. He used the same verbiage when he was talking about the UNIA, the Dr. Umar Must Go campaign, and Mr. Jamal Judas. He calls his father Judas Johnson. I'm not sure why 2 persons who have actively worked for my downfall, both publicly and privately during the past few years, would be seeking a conversation at this late date. Such and such has sabotaged. There's that word again. We see this all the time. Has sabotaged, and you see the stuff I'm blanking out. This is Jamal Johnson's phone number. This is what Umar decided to post. Such and such has sabotaged lecture venues, and Judas has motivated detractors to seek my public prosecution. He's talking about his father. Feel free to send them a text message or give them a call, letting them know in those uncertain terms that Professor Jermaine Shoemake is, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, he's talking about his father. It's a big old mess. Okay, so let's go back.
His team and to him. So
Yeah, it really does. Yeah, but remember, he did the same thing to one of his baby mamas.
I'm doing this video, obviously, to speak on the communication which is on the screen that I found out about that was put on Twitter by my son. So I'm addressing him along with his team. Today I've received text messages, phone calls, and I guess I'm in line to be visited by the Goody Goons.
Oh my goodness.
Based on the fact that I voiced my opinion about how some things are being handled by my son, Dr. Umar Johnson, Dr. Umar Abdullah Jermaine Shoemake. Let me say this quick.
By the way, Umar's given name is government name is Jermaine Shoemake. Okay.
Clear shortly.
And what Umar said was his father, when he came back into their lives, he changed, at least I think that's what he said. He changed their first name. So that's why Umar is Umar, because they were Muslim. I think his dad was too. And then Umar said that I haven't thought about this in a while. I have the receipt though. I think he said his mother was Christian and his grandmother was Jehovah's Witness, or it was switched between the two. I can't remember which one it was. And I remember when he was talking about his childhood, that one video, he talked about how his mother, he gave respect to his mother and father, but to his mother and his grandmother, and not his father, because I don't think by that time his father was around. But then he also tells a story where the alien story, where he said an alien visited him. Umar said an alien visited him when he was a child, and the way that he was speaking was as if his father was around during that time. But then in the other video where he's talking about when he's a little bit older and he's going to the movies, that his mother and his grandmother would give him $1 and he would go to the movie theater down the street and watch movies all day. But I think by that time his father was gone.
to his team, and to him. I have nothing but love for you, Umar. I want you to be the best that you can be. That's not what I've been saying lately. And I will continue to do what I have to do to remind you that that is what you should
you're right
be
about
doing.
that.
To his team and to all those who think that they want to serve his needs, whatever they may be, by coming after me in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, that's a sad.
If you're not helping him, you're hurting him. If you're not showing him that some of the antics, some of the rants, some of his behavior is detrimental to his mission, then you're hurting him.
Yeah, and I totally agree with what Jamal's saying here. But the thing is that Umar doesn't have a team. He never had a team. He had people that were like his followers, but a team like professionals. He doesn't have a board of directors. It's just him on the board of directors. He doesn't have professionals around him either. I wonder if Jamal Johnson really knows the depth of all of this. You know, he should at least know that Umar Johnson is homeless and that he has been for a long time, because staying with his mom in the closet, that's not his residence. He's not supposed to be there. Umar was never supposed to be there. So he has to know that. He has to know that. So Umar doesn't have a team. His life is in total shambles, and it has been for over a decade. It probably was before that. You know, I would suspect that his father saw things in Umar early on that were concerning. You know, there's no way that someone all of a sudden just turns into someone like Umar Johnson. No, there's a reason for that, or there's many reasons for that, but it's not a process overnight. Someone with Umar's pathology does not become that way after one event. You know, it takes a long time, and for Umar to collect millions of dollars and then to be homeless, you know, living in hotels and motels off of donors' money, that's indicative of some deeper issues. I'm sure his father has to be aware of that. Maybe he's not, or maybe he's in denial. But the thing is that Umar doesn't have a team. His lifestyle doesn't allow him to work well with other people. I know Jamal knows that. Umar's like a sociopath. See? Can you guys hear this air conditioner? It just came on. I forgot to turn it off. If you guys were hearing it, let me know.
I don't think there's anything more else to say. There's no use in me getting on here and, you know, talking with the hostility or the ghetto language that people may be wanting to hear. I'm just saying to you straightforward. If you're not helping him, you're hurting him. He's hurting himself by writing this and putting this online for all the people to see, because we all know it implies certain things. But let it not be misunderstood. I love my son. I'm going to do what I have to do to help him get back on track. And despite what anyone may think of me or what I may have said or done, it's all out of love. And it will continue to be.
Yeah, but you've been largely absent. That's the other thing. Let's be real here. Because he's saying that I want to help him to get back on track, but I also have him on record saying that he hadn't talked with his son in years, but he wouldn't say how many years. And then I remember I'd said, because he had said he needs to come home and stop what he's doing. And this was around the SETI rant. There was a conversation around the SETI rant. Because when that SETI rant took place, Jamal Johnson was very vocal. And he said something like, I thought something was wrong with you. And yeah, there is something wrong with your son. It's up here. He has some mental disorders. That much is very apparent. He got some other serious issues too that need to be taken care of. But the thing is that I remember I'd asked Jamal Johnson, I said, well, do you mean that he needs to come home, or are you going to let him stay with you? And he's like, no, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. You know how Umar is. I'm saying Jamal Johnson knows how Umar Johnson is, and he wouldn't want to have him in his residence for sure. So to say that you want to help him to get back in the right direction, first of all, I don't think that that's genuine. Second of all, I don't think you realize, or maybe you're in denial about, I think Jamal Johnson is in denial about how bad Umar Johnson's situation is. See, a lot of people, they get caught up with Umar with all of the glitz and the glamour, and you know, he's speaking here. He's a celebrity. He's like a what they would call an influencer. But his personal life is total chaos and has been for over a decade. So this is all to say that in order for Umar to get the help, it's not going to be done in any type of manner wherein you're not interacting with him one-on-one with the clear path, with the clear plan. In order to do that, you have to be in communication, consistent communication, and working with Umar over time. Umar Johnson is not receptive to that. So Jamal Johnson has never been in the position, at least in recent history, in order to do that. And I don't think that he has the capability to do that either. You know, I mean, if your son's going to dox you, in essence, put out your phone number and your name, and then explicitly tell his followers to harass you, and they start to do that, the relationship is not to any degree to where he has a level of respect for you as a father. You see, so therefore, the idea of you helping him to get on the right path, you're not the one to do that. It has to be someone that Umar respects, and it may be possible that he doesn't respect anyone. Okay. All right, I wanted to also play something here. So I was talking about this was years ago. This was before Umar purchased the abandoned buildings in Wilmington, Delaware. I think this is apropos to play too. Let me know if you guys can hear the audio on this. Let me do another screen share. And hopefully it's loud enough. I'm not quite sure. It may not be, but we'll see. Black Wolf says, this is childhood hurt from Umar to his father. I believe so. I believe so. Yeah, I don't think they've been on good terms for a very long time. That happens. You know, that happens. I know that Umar, him having his father criticize him online, it must be difficult, but I also think that it's necessary. But then on the other hand, if you're going to do that, you have to have a solution for your son. And and you have to have a relationship with your son. And Jamal Johnson didn't have a solution. He didn't have a relationship either. So that was problematic in and of itself. I would propose that a father should never take to social media to hash out these types of issues. That even if your child, because you could have done the best that you can, your child is just out there wilding out. But the social media is not the place to try to put the corrective measures into place. That should be done one-on-one. At least the attempts need to be done one-on-one in the real world, not over the virtual world for the world to see, in my opinion. Okay. On the other hand, Jamal Johnson knows that Umar is a scammer, and I'm going to provide receipts for that for y'all right now. Okay. Check this out. This is from January of 2019, if memory serves me correctly. Can you hear this?
Good morning. This is Jamal Johnson. I'm on here again, just a few days later from my last video, because I've been really immersed in this situation concerning my son and the funds and the school of the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy.
Okay, thank you. What's up, Skinny Boy?
I've been looking in law books or looking up law definitions to make sure that the words like fraud is understood by me to be what it is, because I kept saying, and I still say, that I believe that my son is not taking the money and run, but at the same time, I felt he was not committing fraud. The definition of fraud, according to the law, is a deliberate deception to secure unfair or unlawful gain, or to deprive a victim of a legal right. The victims in this situation would be the donators. The legal right.
I'm sorry, I muted my microphone. They do have a right to know how much money Umar Johnson has received, how much he's collected, because it's a 501(c)(3). That's all of that should be out in the open for everyone to see.
Would be to know where the money is that they donated. In this case, I have to say that, unfortunately and sadly, I believe my son is committing fraud as defined by that.
It's interesting because he did this in 2019, but then later he reneges on that. Just like there was a time where he stated that they weren't descendants of Frederick Douglass, but then he reneges on that. I have it too. I want me to play that. I mean, let's get to these, and then if you guys want me to, I'll play a video where Jamal starts to backtrack. He starts to backtrack off of the truth. It's genetic truth, because it's scientific. It's based on DNA that they're not descendants of Frederick Douglass. If someone reminds me, I'll play that next after we get through this sequence of audio. Okay. All right. So you guys see this? What's up, Antonio? I ain't seen you in a minute. Oh, actually, I saw you recently. I just, you were gone for a while. That's exactly what he is doing, because he is depriving them of legal tender under false and deceptive pretense. Yeah, that he's going to open up a school, and he's not opening up a school. We saw what these trap banners look like 5 years later. It actually looked worse now than they did when he acquired them. The only difference is that back then the outside wasn't painted, and there was a lot of trash all over the place. There's still trash and stuff, but not like what it was when he first purchased these abandoned buildings. In fact, yesterday I played video that was recorded yesterday of these abandoned buildings. And before we move on, let's go ahead and do a review of that real quick. I'll skip through it so we don't have to watch the whole thing. But this is what we reviewed yesterday. This is what the campus looks like now.
How you doing, everybody? The city has fenced up the property. And you see all the trees is outgrown. What's going on? I'm good.
Now he's saying that the city fenced it off. I thought that Umar fenced it off, so I'm not quite sure. Someone also said that these shutters on these windows, that they were actually there before, that they were boarded up, but I don't think so. From what I remember, these weren't there. They were boarded up, but someone did say that. That's why I always ask for proof, because there were people that sent me some other information. I said, well, listen, I have to have verifiable proof. I have to receive documentation, and I have to be able to make sure that it's on the up and up. Lenon, that convo between you and the Pops was, he used to call into the show, and he used to send me messages too on Facebook. I just didn't want to hear it, because the thing is that if you know that you're not a descendant and DNA proved it, that you don't backtrack off of that. That's an issue of integrity. I mean, you can make all types of excuses, but that's what Umar Johnson does. You see, that's an integrity issue, and I just don't tolerate that. I mean, if you're going to say something that's a lie, and then you admit that it was a lie based on DNA evidence, great, fine, move on. But if you're saying these lies and then DNA proves that you're not a descendant, and then you start backtracking and start to claim that you're somehow a descendant, there's not much you can really say to me. The way I look at it is a liar is a liar, and you may talk nice about other stuff. That's fine and dandy. But at the end of the day, a liar is a liar. Umar is the same way, but just on an extremely, Umar is a habitual liar. That's all he does is lie. It's unfortunate, and it's so unnecessary too. Because wanting to be a descendant of someone for whatever reason, I don't get that. If you're not, you're not, and if you know you're not, then just move on. It's no big deal. But why do you have to make it, turn out to be that you're a descendant when you know good and well that you're not? It's just ridiculous. No permits were pulled for that fencing and those metal overhead slats for those windows. Lenon Jermaine Shoemake didn't do that. The city put that fencing and those metal slats overhead slides for those. But see, why would the city do that though? And do they have? I just don't see how they can go. Well, let's be clear. The properties are still on the vacant property list, so maybe that's why. And they've been on there for 5.5 years now. So maybe at a certain point, the city says, "Wait, we have to cordon all this off." But then again, why would they put these shutters on these windows? And even on the backside, Antonio. I mean, that's possible. Yeah, I know that. We pulled that up yesterday. I can't remember. Anybody remember what the total was? The total was like it was like $11,000. It was or $26,000. I can't remember what it was. Just in vacant property fees. Anyone remember in the chat room? Go ahead and post it. I can pull it back up. But the thing, let me be clear about something. I find it hard to believe that. Okay, I can see the city putting up this fence because it's been on the vacant property for 5.5 years. But see, if we scroll forward in the timeline here, and you see would the city put these up too? These weren't there before. I mean, there's locks and everything. I mean, this looks like a straight jungle. Yeah, 27,000. Come on now, De Niro. Here we go. Yeah, it was 27,000 and some change in vacant property fees and other fees too. That was at least on that bill, those bills. So you're saying the city would do this too? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I would have to verify that. I mean, that's a lot to have to be done. And then what do? They just go and do it without Umar's permission. There's another fence back there way in the back too. You can barely see it, but that's there too. You guys see that? Maybe getting ready to do something, but yeah, that's true. Jermaine Shoemake has no permits pulled for work like that. Oh yeah, I know, but he's done it in the past though too, right? He's gotten work done, but he didn't have permits pulled. So is it possible that, and I'm trying to give Umar the benefit of the doubt, is it possible that he had this work done, the fencing stuff, and then the shutters on the metal grate shutters on the, could he have had that done and just not pull permits to have it done? That's a problem in and of itself though too. See, this the other thing, Anton, I was thinking about this. What's up, Fuchil and Wendell? I was thinking about this yesterday when we were covering this, that to put these metal grate window shutters on, this would be a violation if this school was operational, because it's a fire hazard. And I was thinking to myself, wait a minute, if this school opened up, let's say tomorrow, they would have to come out here and unlock these every day for school. They would have to unlock these and open them up so that these windows, that if there was a fire that broke out, that people would have an escape route. I know it sounds crazy, but I thought about that yesterday. So I don't know. I mean, it is possible that the city did that, but Umar never stated that, but who knows? Okay, it's true. It may be that the city is about to finally come down on this foolishness. Look at this. Let me let this play. I'm gonna let this play. Let me get back to what we're talking about.
The tickets and fines, outgrown, grass, grown. The city fenced it up. So, and the grass is high. So he's got a lot of fines from what I heard. There's a lot of tickets and fines, outgrown grass on the sidewalk. If you look back there, look how high that grass is.
Yeah, it's really high.
Now, this is the main school we're talking about. This is his main school that he's talking about doing stuff to. Look how high that grass is. Look at it.
Yeah, it looks horrible.
Look how high this is. Now, this is the main school right here, where he put the bullshit FDMG shit up. Still nothing out here. Somebody's feeding cats.
Yeah.
Bottle of water there. So somebody's been, some crackhead or something probably up here. No numbers on the school, so the school's not opening no time soon. It's not opening no time soon. Look at the mailbox. Look at the mailbox. Look at the school. Look at the old windows. Everything.
Yeah, it is possible.
Look at the
It's
walkway.
possible.
It ain't even been power washed. No power wash has been here.
License. Yeah, it looks horrible. License and inspection and permits have been killing him on top of unpaid. Well, here. Let me go ahead. Hold on 1 second. Actually, here, let me let this play. I'll pull this up for you all.
It's not opening no time soon. Look at the mailbox. Look at the mailbox. Look at the school. Look at the old windows. Everything's. Look at the walkway. It ain't even been power washed. No power wash has been here. Nothing. He hasn't done any power washing. He hasn't done anything. Let's go around the back and we see what we get back there. Let's see what we're gonna get back here. Still the sprinkler sign.
Yeah, Umar said that the renovations were complete in August of 2023.
Same space.
Like I said, he's a habitual liar. He lies all the time.
Sprinkler sign still in the same place. Look at this walkway. Everything's still the same.
I'm sure that there's been times that he has, but understand that that in the wintertime and in the summer it's too hot, and in the wintertime it's too cold. The other thing is that it's not what is the term? Because in essence they're still abandoned buildings. They're on the vacant property list. Okay, they're still in essence they're abandoned buildings. So this is to say that the air quality, is not going to be I don't even know what the word is. Clean enough for human occupancy. There's exposed wires all over the place. There's the insulation is all exposed too. That's a problem. If you guys go to like Home Depot and go look at that insulation, there's insulation. It'll tell you on the back. If you read on the label, it says it has these carcinogens in them. It should never be exposed. That's what, you know, including stuff that sometimes a lot of stuff that we put in this insulation that we have in drywall on the other side of the drywall. It's supposed to be sealed in there. So we're not supposed to be coming into contact with, or at least extended contact with it. There's water damage in there. There's mold. We've already talked about that. You see, so there was a time I remember, because Umar hasn't shown the inside of the gym, and I can't remember how long. I just can't even remember how long it's been. I mean, I can do the research and find out. But the thing is that there was mold growing in there. There was a time where he was trying to get that fixed up enough to where it was habitable. You know what I think? I'm gonna say this. I have a sense that at some point in Umar's life, or at least at certain periods of his life, that he was living in abandoned places. Because it's curious to me that someone would be okay with certain types of living conditions. Now, Umar did say his childhood was rough, because he talked about how, you know, his mom and his grandmother, they were doing their best to raise him, and it was struggle. But I'm talking about even outside of that. I would like to speculate here that there because it makes no sense for someone who's almost 50 years old to even walk through these abandoned buildings in the conditions that they're in and just be perfectly okay with it. Same thing when he flipped the phone when he was living with his mama. When he flipped the phone, you saw that he was living in filth, and it was like a hoarder situation. I can pull up the receipt and show it to everybody if you guys haven't seen it. If there's anyone here who hasn't seen it, hit the one. There's something about that to me that speaks to living conditions that he's gotten so used to certain types of living conditions that it doesn't register to him. I would not be surprised, and this is speculation. I always say that when I say stuff like this, and I don't do it that often. But I have a sense that there was a period, or that there were periods in Umar Johnson's life where he was not only homeless, but that he was living in abandoned buildings. In fact, I talked about this with Tariq Nasheed. Whatever people may feel about Tariq Nasheed, I get it. But Tariq Nasheed talked about how when they went to go interview Umar, that what should have been an office, it was a storage unit. That type of thing. See? Some of you haven't seen it. You have to be new here then. Are you new here? Because I've played it so many times. I can play it. They are work permits that have expired and no work is okay. All right. But the thing is, I would have to know for sure. It could be that the city put these fences up. It's possible. That's what the person is saying in this video. That he actually says that. But I would have to have some sort of receipt. Now, it could be that at this point the city they're through with this. They're like, listen, it's been 5.5 years, and these abandoned buildings look this way, and it's a hazard. You got people, and I can pull up the video where there's a lady sleeping, a homeless lady sleeping on the in front of the steps of one of these buildings. And Umar has the nerve to post it on his Instagram page, called her a snow bunny. Let's go back to this. Here we go. Let me go find this.
He's got a lot of fines from what I heard. There's a lot of tickets and fines, outgrown grass on the sidewalk. If you look back there, look how high that grass is. Now, this is the main school we're talking about. This is his main school that he's talking about doing stuff to. Look how high that grass is. Look at it. Look how high this is. Now, this is the main school right here, where he put the bullshit FDMG shit up. Still nothing out here. Somebody's feeding cats. Bottle of water there. So somebody's been, some crackhead or something probably up here. No numbers on the school, so the school's not opening no time soon. It's not opening no time soon. Look at the mailbox. Look at the mailbox. Look at the school. Look at the old windows. Everything's Look at the walkway. It ain't even been power washed. No power wash has been here. Nothing. He hasn't done any power washing. He hasn't done anything. Let's go around the back and we see what we get back there. Let's see what we're gonna get back here. Still the sprinkler sign. Same space. Sprinkler sign still in the same place. Look at this walkway.
This video is from yesterday. This video was recorded yesterday by Reverend Jerry Juice. Shout out to Reverend Jerry Juice. We got about 642 people in the video. Go ahead and hit the like button. I appreciate it.
Everything's still the same.
What's up, Jonathan?
Look at this.
See?
All this bush and growing up here. Look at this. These cracks not even safe to walk. I don't know who this is. But, yeah, look at this disgusting. This was disgusting. This school's not opening no time soon, bro. This crap, I don't even know what kind of lock that is. But this school is not opening anytime soon. Look at this window still boarded up. Let's see if this meter running. The meter is not running. It's stuck on 49. Oh, that's not.
Yeah, you're right, Mike. Yeah.
Oh, it's on 000, so it's no electric there.
Yeah, none of it was done professionally.
No power there.
See, that's why, like I was saying, Umar doesn't get proper permits pulled because that's what professionals would have to have done. But Umar doesn't do that. He gets Pookie and Ray Rays to come through there, or he gets volunteers to come through, and they do poor work. Antonio knows all about this. Antonio knows a lot about Umar and the timeline, and I would dare say that when it comes to I can say this as a fact. When it comes to the renovation process and constructions and all that stuff, he's far in advance, way ahead of me with the understanding and the research into this. But he knows the facts. He's been around a long time, and he knows how he recites it too. He knows it. He has that recall like that. He's one of those people, one of those types of people. But Umar doesn't use professionals for the most part. He used professionals to get some lighting turned on, but then at a certain point he fired them, and then he blamed them. He said they were in there stealing from the building. They were trying to scam him, and these were black electricians, professionals.
Now, you remember the last time I came back here? I'm not going back there right now. Look at this. Look at this. That's all the way back. Last time I could at least walk through it. I can't walk through it no more. It's grown all upside. Oh my God, this is bad. Let me see how far I can get back there. Yeah, it's grown all the way up to school. It's ridiculous. This is disgusting. I can't even, last time I was able to walk through here, I can't walk through here now. So, and then you have the street here. So, you know, bottom line, Umar hasn't done any shit back here, man. The back alleyway behind the school is more filthy than it was when I walked through there the last time I did a video around the school. So he hasn't done anything. It's actually gotten worse. And we're talking here, this is supposed to be the main school. This is supposed to be the main building. And you know, it's sad, man. You know, the guy who was out here putting that fence up the other day when I stopped, just didn't have time. But he said he's behind on payments, and you know they're looking to foreclose on this and shut it down, and he's looking to lose it. So I don't know what his excuse is going to be when all this shit comes to, you know, whatever. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. This is the secondary school. Look at it.
Now, Umar hasn't been in this building to live stream in over 5 years. I repeat, in over 5 years.
mailbox there.
Look at the filth. I don't understand how anyone can say that somehow this guy's not scamming. He's traveling all over the place. He's traveling all over the world. He's supposed to be the primary care. That's something I would really like to ask his father about. Umar's claims to be the primary caretaker of his mother, and it's sad where she lives and the conditions that she's living in. I wonder what his father feels about that. And Umar said that they had extended her hours, and he was trying to justify why he was there when a caseworker came to do a checkup with the mama. It's just not right. The whole scenario is not right. And I remember Umar stated that his father said that the reason why they shipped him off, and they didn't ship any of the other kids off, and his dad has at least 11 children with 2 women, and well, I don't want to go further than that. I'll have some grace. But that he sent Umar away, and only Umar, because Umar was too close to the mother. And then here we are, almost 30 years later, and the enmeshment is still there. And I wonder what his father feels about that, and the fact that the mom is living in the conditions that she's living in, and in part it's because of Umar. This guy's raised millions of dollars. At the very least, he should have his own place. And if you're the primary caretaker, why don't you get yourself a place, maintain everything, and it's in a nice neighborhood, it's a nice house. It doesn't look like a trap. That's what I'm saying. It don't look like a bando. None of this registers to Umar. The buildings in Wilmington look like straight bandos, and the living conditions, I don't want to say too much, but it's trap bando situation. And he could have just taken a portion of the money, and people, criticize him all you want to, but at least he would have a roof over his head, and then have his mom move in and take care of her. And then and while you're there, it should have been in Wilmington. While you're there, work on this school. But instead, what does Umar do? He lives with his mama when he can. He can't do it right now. That's why he's live streaming in hotels and motels, and he live streaming inside of his car. You don't see him, and you ain't seen him in a while inside in his mama's closet. See. But he should have purchased a place, and it's not expensive out there either, because it's hood anyway. But they could have found, I'm talking about over there where these abandoned buildings are at in Wilmington. But he could have found some place that's safe and nice, and then move his mama in there, and then for the last 5.5 years really focus on opening up a school day by day. But instead, what does he do? He's content with living off of his mama and living with his mama, who's disabled, and then traveling around the world and crushing cookies. In other words, sexually exploiting Black women. That's what he's been doing. He did a video today. Y'all want to watch the video today that he did? He did 2 of them on Instagram. He always on social media. He ain't never doing nothing in the streets. And you Umar Johnson followers say, well, what are you doing for the Black community? I'll tell you what, I'm raising my family, and I'm doing the best that I can every single day. And I didn't make a promise that I was going to open up a school for black boys. That's one of the problems in the cyber Black community cyberspace, is y'all think that somehow there's going to be this Black Messiah that's going to rise up over the internet and save you. The people who are really doing the work, they're not out on the internet talking shit all day, live streaming in motels and lazy ass inside of hotel rooms. That's not what they're doing. They're out there doing stuff, and they're doing stuff in the first place. You got to handle the business inside your home. Amen. And I'm also doing a public service announcement for people so that they don't get scammed by Umar, and keep your money in your pocket, and for you women, keep them draws on. I think that's honorable to have concern on that level for these women up out here. With Umar with the bumpity bump on his lip. Now, if I told people that I was going to open up a school back in 2010, I said it was going to open in 2013, I started raising money, and I done raised 2.6, 2.7, maybe even up to $3 million by now, and there's still no school. Now you got something that you can criticize me for. But the fact of the matter is that most of y'all on the internet ain't doing shit anyway. As far as the so-called Black conscious movement, and we're going to rise and we're going to save the Black. But look, I don't want to hear all that. You ain't doing shit. You're just talking. That's all. Starts in the home. And then if you really want to do something inside your immediate community. And I'm not talking about running your mouth. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about doing something tangible, like King Randall's doing, or like Q Butter is doing. Whatever y'all might think about King Randall, whatever you all may think about Q Butter, that's besides the point. They're doing things. Where were we? Let me pull this up for y'all real quick. I don't know if this is the right version, because there's one version where I actually did some lighting adjustments to where you can really see how bad it is, but we'll go with this one.
FDMG resumes at gmail.com. FDMG resumes at gmail.com.
This is it right here. Y'all see this?
FDMG resumes at gmail.
You living with his mama at this time?
.com is what we're looking for. My thing is
you ain't never seen this?
What happened?
See, what Umar would do is he would set up these little, in a corner, he would put some little African artifacts and stuff, but then he was living in filth like a hoarder. Look at this. That's why I don't think it registered him how filthy and trashy it looks up there in those abandoned buildings. I think it's a mental health issue too. That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't be surprised if at some point Umar was living in abandoned buildings. I mean, not for an extended period of time, but I would not be surprised by that at all. And part of the reason why I say that too is because there are times where he was quote unquote looking for a school, and he was doing that process from what 2014 to 2019. So that was 5 years altogether. But he would be inside these buildings, and no one else is in there. No one let him in. He just found a way to get in. Probably broke in or something like that. That's not like normal people don't do that unless you've done that in the past. Like, you breaking into shit. You don't be just walking down the street saying, I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna break into that one right there. That's what Umar used to do. I can pull out the receipts and show you. And there's no one else there. There's no one showing him around or none of these buildings or nothing like that. It's just him. And he's inside. He's real quiet. He ain't saying nothing, just tiptoeing around. But this is how he was living. I'm surprised y'all haven't seen this, because when this took place, this went viral.
At gmail.com. FDMG resumes at G.
Look at that. There's no justification for this either.
Email.com is what we're looking for. My thing is
Then he starts stuttering and lying. Watch.
What happened? I'm in the process of relocating.
He never relocated. He's just lying.
To Wilmington, Delaware. So the apartment is.
Now to be clear, he's yeah, I know he's yeah, it's possible that's what he said. Now to be clear, Isaiah, that's not this residence, because they got evicted from this residence. Okay, there's another residence, and they received eviction paperwork for that one. What was it, about a year and 10 months ago? Members know about that. But the thing is that at that residence, Umar was staying inside of the closet. It's like a little, and I can pull that up too, because he's self-exposed. He didn't mean to, but he was live streaming, and there was a knock at the door, and then he gets up and he opens up the little sliding wooden door. It's not a door; it's a sliding wooden thing. Like if, I don't know how to explain, like a barn door thing that slides over. And I thought it was a window at first because it's edited out when it was on YouTube, but I found the original video and we were watching it, and it's so much more deeper than that. He opens it up, and then he closes it, and then he walks out. I don't even know if he closes it, but he walks, and you hear him open up the door, and then he's talking with the caseworker who's doing a wellness check on the mother. And then the conversation is incredible. You hear what he's saying, and I've talked about this in the past. But the thing is that it was very clear that he was trying to explain to the caseworker why it was that he was there at that time, because he's not supposed to be there. He's not on the lease. Okay. It's not a traditional lease either, as it were, meaning that it's not from a civilian to civilian lease, if you guys catch my drift. So he's not supposed to be there. And so what he would do is, and that's when he would live stream, and he would have this backdrop behind him of like this purple bluish, and it'd be a sun. Okay, that was that closet. It's like what the best thing I can call it is like a little small pantry that you just slide the thing open, and that's where he was staying, and he's not supposed to be there. Okay, and he was saying, well, they've extended her hours, and I'm the oldest son, and I'm a primary caretaker. But that's him trying to justify why he was there. And he says that she's not there at the time. And then after this whole conversation goes, you hear the person leave. He locks the door, and then he starts talking to a woman, and this is Mama. The Mama was there the whole time. I think he's possessive of her. That's what I think. You know, it's the enmeshment. It's a very horrible situation. And so when I say closet, that's what I'm referring to. But what has happened since that time is that Umar has not been able to go back there, and who knows what has happened in terms of legally for him not to be there anymore. And that's why you don't see him live streaming in that little closet anymore. You see him inside of hotels and motels. Go look. And that's why he's trying to find venues and to speak, because they'll give him a place to stay. Umar, you out of all the years that I've covered Umar, I've never heard him say I'm going home. Not one time. That's because he's been homeless. And he stays with his mama. He lives off of his mama when he can. Collected millions of dollars, and people think that he's going to open up a school. You people, you're just, I don't mean to say it that way, but those of y'all who think that, you're delusional at this point. The money's gone. The money's been gone. See? And he could have used at least some of it to set up and get himself a nice little place and move it. It could have been a 2-bedroom. Get his mama moved in there in a nice place compared to where she's living at right now. That's wrong. I wonder how Jamal feels about that, if he even cares. I'm talking about Umar's dad. One more time, then we'll move on. We got about 700 people in the building. If y'all hit the like button, I appreciate it.
FDMG resumes at gmail.com. FDMG resumes at gmail.com. FD.
See that?
MG resumes at gmail.com is what we're looking for.
Yeah, that's possible. It could be that they found out that Umar was lying about being her caretaker and collecting a check. And some people would say, well, how is he going to be collecting a check if he has child support? Wouldn't they garnish that? Yeah, but he has so many aliases. I can pull that up too. I can't remember how many it was. I want to say 12, but I pulled it up, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, something like that. He has so many different aliases, and he's a scam artist. So there's workarounds. People find workarounds all the time. But obviously, he's not the primary caretaker in practice, because if he was, he would have to be there. You know, think about this. Umar says that on the IRS paperwork, he's reporting that he's putting in 60 hours a week at FDMG. And then on top of that, he's the primary caretaker for his mother. And then on top of that, he's traveling all over the world. Yeah, so it is possible that they realized that he was lying about being her caretaker, and he may have been collecting a check, and then maybe they kicked him out, and they probably firmly said, listen, you can't be here, period. Because it's not a traditional lease. It's not a traditional rental agreement where we're talking about civilians directly to another civilian. That's not the situation. Umar, it's just sad. It's sad all the way around. And it's horrible. And he got everything to say about everyone else and criticizing everybody else, but he doesn't even have the fundamental aspects of his personal life in order. And I get it. People, we struggle. I've struggled myself, but come on now. Still living or at least trying to live with your mom at the age of 49, collected millions of dollars, and you still homeless? That's crazy.
gmail.com. FDMG resumes at gmail.com. FDMG resumes at gmail.com is what we're looking for.
You want to pause it? Okay.
My thing is,
let's go step by step.
Resume md.com at gmail.
Okay. There we go right here. Let's see an African artifact. I see something hanging from the ceiling there. It looks like the chakra system, colorized chakra system. There's a lot of trash, a lot of boxes. But there's also a TV over there, one of them old big back TVs.
FD.
See it back over there? And trash on top of that, a box of trash next to that trash under it.
MG.
More trash over here. There's a little walkway down the middle. That looked like a giraffe head back there in the back. I'm just playing. I'm trying to have a serious show. We almost done too.
At G.
Yeah, let me just catch that one right there. I don't even know what all that is. It's just a whole bunch of mess. Boxes on top of boxes, clothes, trash.
Is what we're looking for. My thing is y'all need to What happened? I'm in the process of relocating.
So you just start lying. Just lying.
To Wilmington, Delaware, so the apartment.
He never relocated to Wilmington, Delaware. So the apartment is what?
Is a mess right now. Y'all don't need.
No, that's not a mess. That's how you live. That's some of that stuff. I was going to say some of that shit. Some of that stuff has been sitting in there probably about 4 or 5 years. Cut it out. That just doesn't accumulate all of a sudden. That's crazy.
To see all that.
I don't even get it. I just don't. See, and what he would do is would set up these little, and he did this before at the other residency where he was living with his mama too. They got evicted from both of these places. But the thing is that he would set up these little corners where he would put little artifacts and stuff to make it look like he's black conscious. But and you flip the phone on accident right here, it went viral, and you see how he really was living. I mean, it's the big reveal dealing with Umar, because it's reflective. It's synonymous, in my opinion, or symbolic of Umar the person. He has the persona that he puts out there, but in truth, his life is in shambles, and his living conditions reflect that.
I'm in the process of relocating to Wilmington, Delaware. Oh,
I didn't know that. Yeah, I have no idea. How's it going, Godzilla Princess? Yeah, that's it right there. A lady says, you, Lenon, Umar is a racist. His followers are racist. She says, I love you, Lenon. Umar is a racist. His followers are racist, and they are reaping what they've sowed. Hot garbage. I love you, Cookie Fresh Chat. Thank you so much, lady. And you're right. This is something that Black people don't like to talk about. And I find it interesting, the mental gymnastics that Black people have gone through in order to justify racist attitudes towards other groups of people. And out of all the people here, especially in the United States of America, we should have the most level of understanding based upon what we have traditionally gone through dealing with race. Now, and dealing with racism. And what I'm speaking to is racism that we deal with on a daily basis. It does not compare to, let's say, the previous generation. Let's say Umar Johnson's father. He can probably tell you guys stories, and it will blow your mind in terms of the types of racism that he had to deal with. He was a drill sergeant. He was serious. He was a drill sergeant he was a Marine. Can you imagine him growing up, as a younger man and going through all of that and all the types of racism that he had to deal with? And then what about the previous generation and what they had to deal with, and the previous, going all the way back, to where our ancestors were enslaved? The point that I'm making is that what we experience from our generation, and then including my son's generation, is much, much less than, let's say, Jamal Johnson experience, or my father experience, or let's say 5 generations past, 6, 7, 8 generations past. So I'm saying that here because I want to be clear about something, that Umar Johnson, he is, in point of fact, a racist. He's also a colorist. Part of the problem, too, is the mental gymnastics that Black people go through in order to justify our racist attitudes about other groups of people. And we'll say things like, we can't be racist. That's a bunch of bullshit, because we don't have any power to be racist. That's a bunch of bullshit, too. See, it's like trying to justify bad behavior. Well, you know what? No, I know I'm engaged in the bad behavior, but it's not bad behavior because I don't have the power to engage in this bad behavior. And Umar is a racist. A lot of the stuff that he says, if a white person said, they would be classified as a racist. Umar says that you should not date outside your race if a white person said that they're racist. I even remember one time Umar said that y'all say that white people ain't racist. How do you know that? Have you met all of them? They all racist. I'm paraphrasing. Well, that's not true. But somehow Black people can't be racist. No, Black people can be racist. And Umar Johnson is a racist. He's also a colorist. He's also a sexist. He's a misogynist. He also has a lot of hate for the LGBTQ community. He's a baby mama creator. Okay, I'm getting off topic, but it's true. He's homeless. It's true. And yeah, you have a lot of his followers they've adopted these racist attitudes. You see, I mean, even think about this. Umar's racist towards Black people. Watch this. Umar attacks black people 99% of the time when he's going on his rants and talking shit about people. He mainly targets black people. He mainly targets successful black men, in particular ones who are in the entertainment industry and ones who are in sports. That's why it always amazes me, you Umar Johnson followers, and I don't mean to say it that way, but some of the Umar Johnson followers just say things like, well, you're trying to tear a black man down. But most of what Umar Johnson says is tearing down, quote unquote, by your logic and by your reason and by your definition, 99% of what Umar Johnson says is tearing down black people. And he does it to win black women too, but he mainly targets black men because black women is his main demographic in terms of getting donations and crushing the cookies, obviously. He wants that cash, he wants that cash, he wants them draws. I'll say it that way. Yeah. But Umar is racist against black people. As an example, when he talks about the people that have black people who've worked for him at these trap bandos, he always disparages them, and he says things like they were lazy and that they're scammers and that they were cheaters and that they were stealing things. Okay, these are all racial tropes that were used about black people from white supremacists back in the day. Think about it. He's a bunny hopper. He's a bunny. I remember one time he says we need to outlaw and go back in time to where we, like it was before, we can outlaw interracial relationships. That's racist. That's racism. Now, if a white person said that, whoa, now Black Lives Matter, right? But when Umar says it, it doesn't matter as much. He's more racist, and you notice he's not going after white people who are in interracial relationships. He targets black people. Why? Because he's racist towards black people more than anything else. He demeans and disrespects black people at every single turn. You rarely hear Umar talking about white people and quote unquote white supremacy, but you will hear him demeaning and disrespecting black people all the time. That's why you Umar Johnson followers, you guys really need to check yourself on that, because the primitive person that I've seen online, and I've been on the internet for a long time, the primitive person that I've seen talk shit about black people the most is Umar Johnson. And it's not even close. I can't even think of anyone who comes close to that. There's no one. He's King Kong shit talker about black people. That's what he does. Okay. So let's be clear about that. That yeah, Umar Johnson is a racist. He's also a sexist. He's a misogynist. He's a colorist, but and other things too. But and there's a portion of his followers who are racist too, but that doesn't mean that all of his followers are racist. Let me just be clear about that, because I don't want to overstate that. But there is a percentage of y'all, the Umar Johnson followers, that you're racist too, and that's one of the reasons why you hold Umar in such high esteem, because he's a race baiter and he's racist, and he's racist more against black people than he is against white people. There you go. Thanks for super chat, lady. Black Wolf also says, just think Umar is in the corner doing a live talking mad shit to people, begging for donations, degrading black people, and this is on the other side. Yeah, and he was doing that for years. And that's not the only spot too. There was another spot before, I think it was before, where he set up these African artifacts. I think that was before, if memory serves me correctly. And it's not the same where he flipped the phone. And I would not be surprised if he flipped the phone back then, you would see the same type of disarray. See? No, that was after. Wait, you know how I can tell? If we go back and we look at let me see, it's the Umar Johnson school announcement video. I can pull it up on my computer, but I can actually, you know what? It's not on, that one's on his Facebook. That's why it's not going to come up that way. Here, let me pull it up on my computer, because I just want to get this straight in my own mind. Then we move on. We're almost done here. Announcement. Here it is right here. I think this was the same spot, but this is how we can figure this out real quick. So we can go back to this video and look at the background. And then we can go back to this video and look at the background.
FDMG
resume. Yeah, so this is the same background.
gmail.com.
So this would be in and around 2018, 2019. And this is to say that the previous spot where he had African artifacts, different African artifacts, it was before this. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so I wanted to go back to this video right here, and then there's a couple other things I want to play. Audio of Jamal Johnson talking about Umar being a scammer, and then we'll close it out. Okay, and thanks Black Wolf for the super chat. I appreciate it, and a lady as well. Let's go back to this, and we'll finish this video.
The street. When all this shit comes to, you know, whatever. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. This is the secondary school. Look at it. Mailbox there, the same as across the street. Light isn't fucking taken care of. Look at this shit. Just look at it. Like you're not even keeping the grounds clean. He's not even keeping the grounds clean. So I don't know. I don't know what Umar's plan is. You know, I know he's not saving black boys. That's for sure. Right. Here's another interest. Look how black this is. Look at this. Disgusting. I'm not even gonna go all the way up there. Look at these leaves. It takes for a long time for those leaves to get like that. But that's his main school over there. And that's his main school over there, and you know, it is what it is, man. It just looks bad. It looks really, really bad. You know, shit. I didn't realize it got that bad because I haven't walked around the back in a while, and I kept promising to do an update, and I never did it. So today I had time to slide past here and do an update, but those weeds right there on the side of that house, on the side of that school, has to be 4 foot. I'm 6'3", so those weeds have to be at least 4 foot, 5 foot high. Yeah, it's bad. Yeah, it's bad. So, man, I don't know what Umar's plan is, but I'm telling anybody donating to him, come. I would like for y'all to just not hold Umar and take him for his word and ask him questions. Even when it comes to Charlemagne and all of those guys, my Gmail is terronsmallwood@gmail.com. TERRON Smallwood, SMALLWOOD @gmail.com. Shoot me a Gmail and I will personally bring y'all around here and show y'all what is really real around here, and then y'all can ask the questions. When you bring him back on that show, say, yo, listen, we've been there to that property, bro. It don't look like no school is opening up. You know what I mean? And hold him accountable. Hold the pressure on him. Hold the pressure on him like y'all did Baby, like y'all did Beanie Siegel when you almost got yourself punched in the face fucking with him. But, you know, I guess y'all pick and choose who y'all want to fuck with like that, man. I don't know, but Umar got to be, no interviewer is asking him the tough questions. Everybody is just going on with casual conversation. No one, y'all not even asking him the common sense questions. You know, and the common sense questions basically, where can we come? When can we come? We can come tomorrow. You know, and he might tell you no, but it's a public place. You can just pull up on your own, or, you know, DM me or send me a comment. I'll reach out to you guys, and y'all can come, lunch on me for all I care. And you guys can come and see the school yourselves and see everything that Umar does and what's a lie. Or go to the city building. I mean, you guys are journalists. You got more connections than me. You can go down there and ask the tough questions. So just something to think about, man. But I hope you guys like the update. You know, let me know what you think in the comments.
All right. There was something else I was going to pull up, but I forgot what it was. But let's do the general billing, and then we're going to go back to the Jamal Johnson's comments about Umar, and then we'll close it out. Io Jojo says, yesterday when I found out the foundation repair costs more than the properties are worth combined, my little faith this could come back was decimated. And now listen, you're not the only one who's brought up this issue of foundation repair. There are foundation issues, I know for sure, inside of the small gym, and who knows wherever else. But I haven't seen documentation for that. And so there was someone else who had mentioned that, and we were communicating back and forth. If anyone has that information, or if they have a link to a website where I can find that information, you can always email me at LenonHonor@yahoo.com. Okay. Now, we were talking earlier about the potential of the city finally saying, hey, listen, this is enough is enough, and there's so many past due bills and so forth and so on. And I want to just show this to you guys before we move on here. This is the general billing for the Douglas, Frederick, and Garvey, which is FDMG. There's the address, the P.O. box that Umar Johnson uses in order to collect donations. General billing. There's other bills here too. We don't have to get into that because we kind of covered some of this before, but let's just look at the one dealing with the vacant property list, and then L&I instant ticketing. And L&I instant ticketing is where the city comes through and they see trash all over the place, lawns unkept, and obviously that is the case, and it has been the case since he purchased these trap banners, and they write tickets. But here's a general billing vacant property pay by, this is from 2023, here's 2022, 2020, and it goes all the way down 2020, 2020. And if you look, the total unpaid, 3,500, 3,500, 3,500, 3,500, 2,000, 2,000, 2,000, 2,000, 156, 100, 100, 100, 100, 100, 1,000, 1,000. And as of today, July 26, 2024, the total unpaid is $24,656. Can you guys see this? I know it's small on the screen. I apologize. Here. See this right here? So Umar's not handling the business, and this is just some of the bills. There's so many other ones too. And we talked about the taxes yesterday and how much was tricked off on the taxes. And if we put all together, just from what we calculated yesterday, we're talking about between the taxes that he has paid and the current unpaid bills just right here, there's more. It came out to $158,000. And what's crazy is that none of that has gone towards opening up a school. That's wasted money, and none of it has gone towards educating Black boys. It's wasted money. Okay? But Umar doesn't care because it's not his money. He has no skin in the game. Okay, let's go. I want to just finish this up right here, and then we'll be done for this live stream. Here we go.
Good morning. This is Jamal Johnson. I'm on here again, just a few days later from my, because I've been really immersed in this situation concerning my son and the funds and the school of the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. I actually been looking in law books or looking up law definitions to make sure that the words like fraud is understood by me to be what it is, because I kept saying,
yeah, it's crazy,
and I still say that I believe that my son is not taking the money and run, but at the same time, I felt he was not committing fraud. The definition of fraud, according to the law, is a deliberate deception to secure unfair or unlawful gain, or to deprive a victim of a legal right.
Yeah, yes.
The victims in this situation would be the donators.
Yeah, this is Umar's father.
The legal right would be to know where the money is that they donate.
No, that's just his voice.
In this case,
he's older too, but he's in really good health. Yeah, he's in really good health. Here we go.
To say that, unfortunately and sadly, I believe my son is committing fraud as defined by that.
This is from 2019, January of 2019. Here's another
I also have to say, and I know you're not going to like this, a lot of people, but I do not believe.
Yeah, we shouted him out earlier.
Doing this as a deliberate deception to secure unfair or unlawful gain. Because we can't prove what he's done with the money.
No. Yes, we can. Now, again, this is in 2019, so we'll give him some credit. I wonder if he feels the same way now. Yeah. In fact, Jamal Johnson, if you're watching it, because I know you're aware of this and you're probably watching in the clouds, you're more than welcome to call in. But in the first place, you would have to address this issue of being a descendant of Frederick Douglass. And if you can answer that with honesty, genuine honesty, then we can move forward. Here's a call-in link for you. I wonder if he feels the same way now, because this was in 2019. We're talking now, and this was in January of 2019. Now we're talking 5.5 years later, it can be proven that Umar has misappropriated funds. As a matter of fact, I can prove it, and I can pull up the receipts, but we've done it already in past live streams. Y'all make sure, if you have been watching these videos, maybe you're new to the live stream here, me dealing with Umar, make sure you get into the archive. There's even more videos for members, but there's videos where I break down the financial aspect of this. And one only needs to look at the fact that the purchase price, online purchase price, although there's people who stated that that's not accurate, that it's much less than that. Someone told me it was $35,000 insider, but I have no way of verifying that. So I got to go based upon my research. They said it was $35,000. And they gave a name, a first and last name to the person who, and they were associated with the JCSU Academy. It's deep. It's a lot deeper than people realize. Okay, but the fact is that I can't verify that, and because I can't verify it, I just don't feel comfortable putting that information out. Now, is it possible that it was $35,000 and much less than $40,000? Yeah, it is, because it was a vandal anyway. The EPA said to tear them down. Obviously, it has foundation issues, asbestos, the neighborhood. It's downtrodden. The city itself was ranked 7th in the nation for violent crime in 2018. Umar purchased it in 2019 per capita violent crime. There's all kinds of issues. Drug infested. It's a weed and seed community. Shout out to Nappy Yankee. Weed and seed community. Drug addicts all over the place. Gun violence. There's homeless people that sleep on the steps of these buildings. But one only needs to look to the purchase price. And the online records that I found was $400,000. It could be much less than that. $400,000. We're going to go with that. Well, guess what? He raised more than that on GoFundMe alone. All the money, all the other money that he's collected, cash apps, PayPal checks, money orders, cash, what he calls raw cash over the last decade, where's all that money gone? It's been misappropriated. Umar said at the end of 2016, in December 2016, he said he was already at $1 million. I have him saying it in video format, and then I have it on a Facebook post. I've shown it. I can pull it up now, but for time's sake, we're going to be done in just a minute. Well, if you're at $1 million in 2017, then you should have been, who knows where you would have been by 2019, because it was at the end of 2016. So let's just go, it's 2017. You was already at $1 million. Then you have 2 more years of donations coming in to where you purchased these abandoned properties for $400,000. Well, shit, you should have had at least $600,000 left. And if we project, over add those other 2 years of collecting donations, he should have been over $1 million left over. Now, have we seen $1 million worth of renovation work gone into these traps? No. But then what about all the money he's collected since 2019? We got 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, and now we're into 2024. And he done pushed the start date back to August of 2025 now. So we got over 4 years of collecting even more money. Where's all that money gone? So it can be proven just by that alone that the vast majority of this money, Umar done tricked it off. And it's the misappropriation of funds. People can say, well, what is he spent it on? Well, if you're traveling all over the world, that's expensive. If you're renting cars all the time, that's expensive. If you're eating out all the time, you getting Uber, you traveling the world, you're catching these flights all over the place in first class. He's gluttonous too. He likes to eat. There was a time when he cared about clothes, so he would spend a lot of money on clothes, but he don't spend money on clothes like he used to because he'd be looking like a pookie. And that's another thing. He'd be turning that heat down. He got a gambling problem too. Don't make me pull it up. Do I need to pull it up? Jamal Johnson didn't want to call in today. That's okay. Bless your heart. I didn't see nobody. Didn't want to tell you I didn't want to pull it. That's okay. Let's finish this up. Oh, okay. What's up, Barn? What's up, Barn Keith? Yeah, these days he don't care about any of that, and there's a reason why, because of the turning of the heat down. He got a substance abuse problem. I've been telling people for a long time. That's why he always got the sniffles, and he'd be sniffing and blinking, doing like this with his nose. People know I know what time it is. I grew up around that shit. You can't tell me nothing. Where is this? I have it in this file here. I'll give you 2 examples of the gambling problem. I need to be done like right now, but let's go 10 more minutes. Let's see. I could have sworn I put this in this folder right here. Maybe I didn't. Well, I know where I can find it. Hold on 1 second. Because there's 2 videos. So I apologize. My kids, they cracking up. They're not watching the show or anything, but they are having a good time. Here's one from 2022. Let's take a look at this one. There's another one too.
Philly in Vegas tonight. Might hit a few slots, winning some dollars to renovate the Frederick Douglass building at FDMG.
This is misappropriation of funds.
Fresh and Fit mentioned me in the show. What they had to say? Black queens forever, snow bunnies never. Black queens forever, snow bunnies never.
He's favored.
Black queens forever, snow bunnies never. My skin glowing because I'm the Bruce Leroy of this shit. My skin glowing because I'm the Bruce Leroy of this shit.
See, even his tone, I'm Bruce Leroy like this. This boy, he's living his best life. Anyway. On this Philly
Las Vegas, free games. What we got? Let's go, baby. Let's go. We need $1 million for the Frederick Douglass High School. Come on.
See?
Got a credit of $16. Let's see what we got. Total bet. Let's go, family. Give it to me now. Give it to me. Give it to Big Papa. Give it to Big Papa.
See, he knows what he's doing. This isn't his first time at the rodeo. Y'all understand what I'm saying?
Papa, what we got? I don't even know what I'm doing because I don't know how to gamble. This is crazy.
Yeah, right. Cut it out.
Let's go. I am a tiger. Tiger year just ended. I am a tiger. I need some money to the Grand Buddha. I need some money. Come on, let's make it pop. All right. What we got? We got some credits. Hit the cash app. We got to get money by any means necessary. Frederick Douglass High School renovations coming right up. Okay. Let's see what we got. What we got? Am I going to win some money? When am I going to win some money? I need some money. Shout out to Las Vegas for packing the auditorium. West Las Vegas Public Library auditorium is packed. We need funding, brothers and sisters. We need funding. Marcus Garvey Elementary School operations, Frederick Douglass High School renovations. Marcus Garvey Elementary School operations, Frederick Douglass High School renovations. Understand, overstand, and understand. There can be no black power without the black dollar. I need you to understand, overstand, and understand. There will be no black power without the black dollar.
It's all about the money.
Wait a minute, I just hit, y'all. Look. I just hit. What's up? Wait a minute, they said I just hit.
No, I didn't see it, but I do have it downloaded because I was going to take some time to watch it, but I don't think we're going to have enough time. Yeah, I have it right here. Look, just so you guys, I ain't bullshit. I already downloaded and everything. I'm not going to get up here and be fronting like, no, I got it right here. There's 2 of them. I don't know which one it is with the lady, but right here. Okay, I'm looking mad, looking like a pit bull. Anyway, I mean, if we had the time, I don't think we're going to have enough time, though. There you go.
I could do it now.
This is the other one, right? This is the one we just
family.
Yeah, but I gotta. I mean, I had to. I
I'm
need to go to
cashing out.
Costco,
I had enough of this. I'm
and it
cashing out.
closed in an hour.
We cashing out.
Okay, real quick, because I know people already. Most of y'all done seen it. Here's the other one right here.
About to get Marcus Garvey Academy renovation. We need about $1.5 million for the Garvey building. We need $1.5 million for the Garvey building. We need $2 million overall. So we're gonna play and we're gonna hit today. We're gonna play and we're gonna hit today, family. Let me show you what we're about to do.
We're gonna hit today. Does it sound like this is his first time?
Let me show you what we're about to do, family. We're about to get us some money for the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. We about to get some money. I need that 1.2 right there. Y'all see that? That's what we need. That's what we got. Now, y'all got to help. What I got to do, family?
So
We need this money. I'm about to straight roll because I'm going to hit the service. I just hit the service. I'm going to ask her to redeem. We got to play.
$1 million is okay. So this one has to be here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, it's spun automatically?
Yeah.
So I don't.
You could do
Okay,
that.
I could do it now. I could do it now.
This is donors' money.
Nothing.
Okay. And how do I know how much money I have left? Credits.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? Let me do another one. We doing another one. Do I still get the
Last one.
last one, y'all? $20 go that fast.
So you have to
Yeah.
play in the
You're right about this.
$5. Okay, try this one. You want to play more?
Try another one. Okay. Okay, Mama. Thank you.
Yeah, Julia. How to gamble, family. All right. Yeah. Thanks, Sigmund, for the super chat too. Okay, let's do this real quick. I guess I can just go to Walmart instead, but I'm trying. You know, I'm so thrifty. I be trying to save money wherever I can. But before we do that, let's do this real quick. We'll skim through. Here we go.
For a fact, what he's done with the money. I can't prove it, but I can prove that there are people who feel victimized by the fact that he won't disclose the financial status of the donations.
Yeah, and he still doesn't do that.
And that is fraud.
All these years later.
That
is fraud because he has a 513C.
So
Here's another one.
to keep it simple, yes. Right now, my son is committing fraud according to the law.
That you right about that. You can't tell me nothing. I kid you not, people. Last month we spent $2,400 on food. This month I said if we can get it under 2,000, I'll be so thankful. Listen, I remember we was young, like when I was in college the first time. I can go to the store and I get like a whole basket because I've always been thrifty. My mama taught me that. Because we grew up poor. You had to make it work with what you had. She had 6 kids. 6 of them? Yeah, 6. But we spent, so I would spend $40 and get I would work that $40 to buy, have me a whole cart. Now I go into the store, I don't even get a whole cart, and it'd be like $220. Like, what in the world? Yeah, I know. I was crunching them numbers the other day. I said, oh my God, I said, we're gonna have to try to get under 2,000 this month. We almost there. We're gonna do it. We almost there. All right, here we go.
So to keep it simple, yes. Right now, my son is committing fraud according to the law.
Okay.
Umar, this is wrong. You and I don't talk. You haven't tried to reach out to me. I've reached out to you numerous times. I will continue to do so. Please tell these people about this money. Please salvage your reputation and credibility if you can. Even if the school is built, do you truly believe that people will go back to the way things used to be in trust and respect and restore your credibility and integrity after putting them through all this? There are people out of work, man, because of this damn government. And here, these people gave you money They could be using that money
Yeah, he
just to make
does.
it day to
Yeah,
day
he
if
does.
they work or if they're a federal employee.
It's got to be a tough situation.
It
It has to be a tough situation for his father to see all this, how for things to play out like this. It has to be tough. I mean, I'm a father. It would definitely have to be difficult. And again, I'd invited Jamal. Here's the link again. If you want to call in, you're welcome to do so. He used to call in all the time. I mean, I called him a bugaboo because he used to get on my nerves. He would send me messages and stuff. But at this point, he probably wouldn't want to talk to anybody dealing with Umar because it's the truth has already been revealed. It's just a horrible situation.
It's been affected, period, by the government shutdown. How can you be so insensitive? How can your people be so insensitive not to see the harm that this is causing? Just so you can continue to go forth regardless of what is going on in the community. I'm asking you again, please disclose what's going on. I don't care what these people think about me. I really don't. I don't care if they call me a backstabbing father, a lowlife. I've been called so many names. It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, that's interesting.
What does matter though is how this thing appears. It appears like you are committing fraud.
No, he didn't talk with Umar because he already said that he wasn't in communication with Umar, and they hadn't been for a long time. It has been years. I'd asked him too. I said, well, when was the last time you talked to Umar? He wouldn't answer. I said, well, when was it? A month ago? So I want to ask, was it a year ago? So they've been estranged for a really long time. That's what I'm saying. On some level, I would think he should have come out to talk about Umar anyway. It'd be different if they had a relationship and he was well, let me be real. It'd be different if they had a relationship in their adulthood and if he was an active participant in Umar's life consistently when Umar was a child. But that wasn't the situation. So he really should, in my opinion, the father shouldn't come out on the back end and speak up. But that's what I'm saying. I think he was just clout chasing at this point. He's making some good points that I agree with, but I think it was more clout chasing than anything else. Because if you really want to get your son on track, you don't do it over the social media. You do it privately. And if you got to go and find him, and you can, because Umar's speaking, he was speaking here, speaking there. We'll go and pull this coattail and say, hey, son, let's go get something. Let's rap a little bit. But that's not what he did. I think it was clout chasing, in my opinion.
And frankly, by not telling people what the money status is, you are committing fraud, according to the law. So come on, be transparent. Tell these people where the money is. I can't encourage anybody to support this. I can't tell people to truly keep their eye on the prize anymore because it appears to be fraud.
Yeah, well, it is. Tom told truth on that already.
I'm going to say again, do the right thing. Disclose the information. Stop committing what's being perceived and which has been defined by law as fraud. Read it yourself. It's not me accusing you of anything. I'm saying that it appears, according to the law, that you're committing fraud. Stop it. Today. Please.
When my oldest daughter was born, when she was born, her mother did not allow me to see my child.
Can y'all hear this?
Yes.
Can y'all hear this? Watch this.
When my oldest daughter was born, when she was born, her mother did not allow me to see my child.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Okay, my daughter's 16 now, and the problem has continued for 16 years. We've been in court, out of court. The courts don't enforce the custody order. They just give you paper, but they don't enforce it. So she's been doing this consistently on and off for 16 years. My father, I didn't notice, but my daughter's mother's aunt, so my daughter's great aunt, my daughter's grandmom's sister, my daughter's great aunt dated my uncle, my father's brother. I never knew this. But my daughter's great aunt dated my uncle, my father's brother.
Wow.
I never knew. So my daughter's mother and her mother, my daughter's grandmother, got with my uncle and got with my father and conspired. And my father went to visit my daughter at my daughter, mother, and grandmother's home at the time. And he never even told me he was visiting my child without my knowledge while I wasn't allowed to see my child myself. And I found out about this because one of my younger brothers who was living with my father at the time said, did you know Abu, because we were raised Muslim, so we called daddy Abu.
Yes.
Abu,
And I still call my mom. And he said, did you know Abu has pictures with your daughter? I said, it's impossible for him to have pictures with my daughter because I've never given him permission to see my child, which I can't because I don't even get to see my child. He says he has pictures with your child. I said, that's impossible. So then I finally confronted and asked my daughter's mother, did you allow my father to see my child without my permission while you don't let me? And she said, yes, I did. This is my child. I can do what I want. He wanted to see his grandbaby and I let him. Even though I don't let you see your daughter, I let your father see your daughter.
There's so much more I can share with you all. I'm telling you, I got the receipts on top of the receipts. I want to play the video where Umar Johnson's father was trying to renege on the fact that they weren't descendants. Someone remind me in the future live stream, if someone is interested, remind me to do it. I'll pull it up. I got receipts on top of receipts for days. But you see this right here? Notice Umar, even back then, he wasn't talking with his father because he said he got the information from his brother who was living with his father, and because his brother saw the pictures, and then the child's great aunt on that side was dating the brother of his father, and this goes on and on and on. Okay, I mean, I could play that, and we can keep going on that, but someone said they want to see some of this. What y'all want to do? How long is this? Let me see. This ain't even the right one. This is the second one or the first one. Let me pull the other one up because someone said something about him in a vehicle. That's this one right here. Okay, let's do this. I'm not going to be able to make it to Costco, but I'll go to Walmart because Costco's going to be closed. So this is me. Listen, I'll be giving y'all what you want. Okay, I had a whole plan. I said we're gonna be done by 7:30. We had to go to the Costco, give me some water, give me some orange juice. We're gonna get me some. I don't know. I got it on my list. Can't remember. But that's okay. I'll just go to Walmart. All right, here we go. Wait, hold on. Is this the right one? No, I'm on the wrong one. Here we go. Yeah. I was gonna get some pineapple juice and some juice boxes. I got it all written down right here. Some Gatorade, Capri Sun. Kids love the Capri Sun. Some chips, some soy sauce. Some
Brothers and sisters, this is the Prince of Pan Africanism live in Miami Gardens, Florida.
What's up, XP?
Peace and Pan Africanism. Good Garvey Day. Where are my African continental Africans at? Where are my continental Africans at? Where Nigeria at? Is Nigeria in the building right now? Is Ghana in the building right now?
You ain't telling me nothing.
Is South Africa in the building right now?
I can't do it tomorrow. Yeah, because I took the day off. I got to work tomorrow. I took the day off. I was going to live stream earlier, but I started cleaning up. I was supposed to put my daughter's desk together and paint this wall over here because I was setting her up real nice. But I ran out of time because I started cleaning up. Plus, I was asleep. I was tired. I stayed up late with the kids. Anyway.
Botswana in the building. Is Gambia in the building? Where my...
Yeah, but then I tell y'all, you members, I told y'all, hit the one, any members in here, I told you that this is what was going to happen with Umar after he got on that Breakfast Club, and that's exactly what happened. Hit the one, I told people.
Togolese Africans, where my Benin Africans, where my Liberian Africans at, where my Ethiopian Africans, where my Sudanese Africans, where my Malawian Africans, where my Kemetic Africans.
Yeah, I don't think Jamal would ever want to, because see, back then it was different. It was early on in this, relatively speaking, it was early on in the school scam after Umar had purchased those trap bandos. But now we're 5.5 years later, and someone said it earlier, and it's true. I'm sure he's probably embarrassed dealing with Umar. He did say something on his Instagram page about how him talking about Jamal Johnson, him participating with an event with King Randall was not a reflection of I'm paraphrasing, of his lack of support Umar. In other words, he still supports the FDMG scam, and you know it is fraud. But he didn't want people to think that because he's kicking it with King Randall, excuse the vernacular, but because he's kicking it with King Randall, that indicates that somehow he doesn't believe in FDMG. Well, the truth is FDMG is a scam. Okay. You know, and like I said, if his father ever wanted to do an interview, I would do it. It's just that the first thing we would have to get out the way is the descendancy issue. You know, that blatant lie that they keep running with. And if we can get through that and he can admit that they are not descendants, and without saying, well, you know, I don't want to hear all that shit. If he can just get past that, then we can have an interview. You know, I'll ask him some pertinent questions about his life, but then also mainly focus on Umar and you know, where Umar is at and in his life. Here we go.
At, brother, where my Ugandan Africans at? Where my Cote d'Ivoire Africans? Where my Mozambique Africans at? Where my Angolan Africans at? Where my Namibian Africans at, brothers and sisters? Where my Haitian Africans at? Where my Haitian Africans at? Where my Jamaican Africans at? Where my Turks and Caicos at? Where my Bermuda Africans at? Where my Bahamian Africans at? Where my Cuban Africans, my Dominican Africans, my Puerto Rican after Toronto and Nova Scotia after Montreal. But if y'all don't reach out to me and make it happen, it ain't gonna happen. Don't blame me.
Okay, I thought you were the most requested. Why are you asking them to? Anyway?
My Canadian Africans is dragging their feet. My Canadian Africans are dragging their feet. So if I don't hear from Montreal Africans, and if I don't hear from my Nova Scotian Africans, Detroit, I will see you next week in Detroit. I will see you at the Black Consciousness Conference at Eastern Michigan University. Text me for the flyer. August 2nd and 3rd from 3 p.m. until 7.
This guy.
Has interviews, you got to text me for that. Documentary interviews, you got to text me for that. Prison visits, juvenile detention center visits, you got to text me for that.
Documentary interviews. I was supposed to premiere in 2014. What are you talking about?
Portsmouth, Virginia, November the 9th, pull-up season. Where my 7 cities Africans at? Podcast interviews, you got to text me for that. Podcast interviews, you got to text me for that. Documentary interviews, you got to text me for that. Prison visits, juvenile detention center visits, you got to text me for that. 215-989-9858.
There you go.
215-98. What's happening in South Florida tonight? I'm in the building. Looking forward to seeing all the alpha males tomorrow. My unapologetically anti-snow bunny alpha males. My unapologetically African anti-snow bunny alpha males. And stop asking me who to vote for, because you ain't getting shit no matter who you vote for. Stop asking me who to vote for, because you ain't getting shit no matter who you vote for. Stop asking me who to vote for. Until you achieve solidarity and organization, you're getting nothing from the Democrats, nothing from the Republicans. Okay? I know you live in the illusion of inclusion. I understand. You live in the illusion of inclusion.
Where are my McDonald's Africans at? Where are my Costco? He always do this, and he just keep going. He just won't stop. Now we're going to top. Thanks for the super chat.
Inclusion, I understand. Voting makes you feel like an American. I understand. Voting makes you feel like an American. I understand. I respect your right to suffer from post-traumatic slavery disease. But don't get upset with me because I don't suffer from.
Notice he doesn't say post-traumatic slavery disorder, because that is from Dr. DeGrue. He used to use that, but I have a sense that she probably had her lawyers to reach out to him, and then he changed it. He just says, well, I don't know what he says now, but it's the same thing. He's such a scammer.
PTSD. I don't suffer from the illusion of inclusion until black people organize. If you put half the energy into organizing.
He looks so bad. Here we go talking shit about black people, and he ain't organized a doggone thing yet.
That you put into trying to decide who to vote for. If you put half your energy into organizing that you put into trying to decide who to vote for, if the American Negro put half your energy into organizing as opposed to deciding,
for the most part, no. I'll say it that way. You know, and I'm not into politics. Another thing is that if I say yes, then people say, well, who you vote for? And then all of a sudden we got a problem. So I'm just going to say for the most part, no. Here we go.
who you should vote for, we might be free already. We might be free already. If we put half the energy we put into supporting Kamala Harris and Donald Trump, if we put half the energy that we put into trying to support Donald Trump and Kamala Harris, if we took half of that energy and put that into organizing ourselves, we might be free already. But y'all don't want to be free. American Negroes don't want freedom. You want acceptance. You don't want liberty. You want participation. You don't want independence. You want inclusion.
Yeah, he hasn't organized anything, literally. Yeah, he's struggling right now. I told people this is gonna happen though.
Yeah.
There he does. What's up, Miss Old School? I ain't seen you in a minute.
Hold on.
Oh my God, here we go. He said, time to ride, time to ride. Oh shit. Here we go. Here we go. And Umar, I know what he gonna do. He gotta flip the phone so he can start a freak off time. Watch.
Tell the people about the. What do you mean? What are you doing? You the host of the event. Stop with the shy stuff.
Hi.
Hold on. What happened?
There you go.
Oh, look.
You look perfect. Hold on.
Be outside with the good old sun, the good lighting.
There we go. Why you got to get outside? Tell the people about tomorrow.
Hello, everyone. Day of the Day is happening tomorrow, July 27th, Miami Gardens, 2820 Northwest 167 Terrace. Come on out. We're going to have performances, music, food, vendors, support back black businesses. We're going to have a good time. And, of course, Dr. Umar Johnson, King Kong Consciousness, the Prince of Pan Africanism is going to make a clarion call for all of us to unite as Africans in America. It's imperative. Now is the time. We invite you to come on.
You ain't African. Cut it out, lady.
Come on out. Can't wait to have you. Can't wait to see you. This is Tamaya with Daya, direct descendants of Africans enslaved in America.
Do they need to register? How can they reach you?
You can go to Eventbrite to get your tickets at, you can look up Day of the Dayas, that's DDAEAS, or Dayas Day, DDAES. day.eventbrite.com or just text me for more information or any questions at 318-321-0754.
I'm not asking. I'm there right there. Okay. And I got ancestors that came up, that was from Africa, that came up over here. My great grandfather. Then I got some that are descendants of slaves. So, but I'm not. And that's okay.
That again.
318-321-0754.
Can they get the tickets at the gate if they don't go to Eventbrite?
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, Miss Osu says that her boyfriend passed away recently, so I have just been trying to stay strong. Okay, I'll keep you in your prayer. You got you have a CashApp or a GoFundMe, anything like that? Let us know in the chat room, and I'll definitely support. And I'm sure that people in the chat room will support you. Cook Chris chat, we're very supportive. I'm so sorry. I'll be praying for you, okay? Yeah, if there's any way that we can help or contribute to any kind of funny thing, let us know in the chat room, please. Okay. Brother Jay lost from E&J, lost Sister E, Erica. What was that, about 2 months ago? You know, so I'm so sorry to hear this. Again, if there's anything we can do, just let us know. Or if you don't want to post anything, you want to email me, LenonHonor at Yahoo, and anything we can do to help out, or if I can help out, you let me know. Yeah, God bless you. Yeah. Okay, let's finish this up. Here we go.
Yes, they can. We will make arrangements to make sure you guys can get in at the door, but it is easier for us if you go on the Eventbrite. But absolutely, if you do not go to Eventbrite, we can get tickets. You can get tickets at the door.
Young King said, are you single?
I am unmarried. Yes, I am.
Yeah, here we go. Umar trying to get the 411 so he can know if he can push up on her or not. Yeah, people in the chat room is giving you love too. That's what we do. Thank y'all so much. And again, we've been supported. There's been over the years we've lost people, and Brother Marion, we lost that brother, rest in peace, and Brother Manny, rest in peace. Claudia, rest in peace, and Sister Erica, rest in peace. But again, if there's anything we can do, or if anything I can do, you can email me directly. Just let us know. Okay. Yeah, God bless you again. Okay, let's finish this up, everybody. Here we go.
He didn't say if you was unmarried.
That's
he said, "Are you?" No, it's not the same thing. You could be unmarried and not be single.
No. That's not how I see things. But
you could be unmarried and not be single, my sister.
According to Dr. Umar,
you could be in a relationship and not be married.
Yes. I am single and unmarried. Yes. Any other questions? Okay.
Address. You ain't giving the address the time.
I did.
You give that?
Yes, I did. I'll do it again. 28.
Yeah, he running game.
Northwest 167 Terrace, Miami Gardens, 33056.
Just a bunch of madness.
We have parking, so come on out. You don't have to worry about parking. It's across the street. You can't miss us. You're gonna have Daya signs and flags representing the diaspora, the African diaspora. Yeah. So come on out.
No, I agree with that, Horace. He's still a scam artist. He's still a misogynist. Okay? He's still a danger to women and children. I'll tell you that right now. I mean, there's plenty of people who say all types of things, but it's not just, sometimes he's on and sometimes he's not. It's like the guy's a pervert too. I've seen him taking pictures of little girls recording their backsides. He's done it to women too, but I would never show that because it's so inappropriate. But there you can find some of it online. He was doing college tours, but there's also some that have been purged off of the internet. Thank God. But I downloaded them. I still have them. Okay, so no, it's not just that sometimes Umar is on it, and sometimes he says stuff that I agree with. Okay, it's just that is what it is. But most of the stuff he's on some bullshit. But I'm talking specifically in terms of the school scam and his character. He's of poor character. And see, charlatans and scam artists like Umar, they'll say they know what to say in order to reel people in. But the truth of the matter is they're just out for one thing. Or for Umar, he's out for two things: money and cookies. And you can't respect a man like that. He's willing to do anything to crush cookies, and he's willing to do anything, including scamming people like King Randall, in order to get money. I don't give a shit what he has to say. It may sound good, but at the end of the day, he's a menace to the Black community. He's preying on these single Black mothers. He'll say nice things here and there, but the truth of the matter is that he hates Black people. That's why he's always critical of Black people, overly critical, and yet in his own personal life, it's in total disarray. He's homeless right now. I don't give a shit what he got to say. What he needs to do is focus on his life and getting his life turned around and stop being a fucking pervert. That's what he needs to do. And if he did that, then we can talk. Excuse my language. Let's go.
We're so excited to have you guys.
What's your Instagram?
Bring your lawn chairs. Bring umbrellas. We want you guys to stay cool, stay hydrated. It is the Sunshine State. It is Florida, so we want you guys to stay cool. So bring your lawn chairs. Bring your umbrellas. My Instagram is Maya Lovely, MAYA Lovely, and the number 8. So Maya Lovely 8.
He said he gonna leave a snow bunny for you. That's what your brother said. He's leaving his snow bunny. He said Black queens forever, snow bunnies never. Would you date a brother who was formerly with a snow bunny?
See, even him pressing her on these questions is disrespectful. It's invasive. She's there for business, but Umar's trying to turn it into some freak off shit. See what I'm saying?
We'd have to have a conversation.
She's a born again Christian. Y'all could date. They forgive everybody. I'm picking with you.
Listen, everybody is worthy and is capable of redemption. As long as you live in, there's opportunity to grow, to be better, to be a better you.
Tell that to the ancestors who came across the Atlantic on them ships.
Here you go.
I'm picking with you.
Amen.
All right, y'all. Tomorrow, Saturday, July 27th, 12 until 7.
Yeah, so performances, we have Bertrand Boyd, we have James Clyn, Nadira Naima, and Nim Shell. It's going to be a good day. We have some youth performances from some Daya youth. Again, food, vendors, music. DJ Lucky C is on the 1s and 2s. You don't want to miss it. We start at noon. Dr. Umar does come on
I'm gonna go back
4,
to the hour.
but you don't want to miss everything that's happening before. Get your meet and greet. Register for your meet and greet at the day of tent. You cannot register for your meet and greet or the Q&A that's happening.
Yeah, he is. I mean, if you guys really look at it, look at the camera angle. See, he should be right up on her face, but not Umar. That's not what he does. We already talked about this. He is, Star. Well, I don't even want to say it that way, but he ain't got no game at all. He has to turn everything into a freak off type of situation. You right, Food Chill. He really is. Yeah, she backed up. She opened up the door like, I'm getting up out of this just in case. I haven't heard about this. I mean, women, come on. What's up, Bridget? You know doggone well you don't want no man coming at you like this, and she's there for business. Yeah, I know. She ain't going for that. I could tell. She ain't trying to hear all that. She like, this guy got in the car all musty and dusty. It's musty. She ain't having that. Anyway, let's go.
After the event on Eventbrite, you do want to come to the event to get your registrations, to get your Q&A and your meet and greet. But again, if you have any questions, you can hit me up, 318-321-0754.
Yeah, he really
Peace and
is.
Pan Africanism, y'all.
Jesus.
Brothers, y'all need to stay focused.
See that? She says Jesus. She's a born-again Christian, but this guy got to come with this foolishness. You see this? He's a weirdo. And really, it's him not being able to stay focused.
Trying to organize the race, and y'all worrying about the queen's butter almond skin, her butterscotch butter pecan,
Put me on the spot.
warm peanut butter skin. Stay focused, my brothers. We must stay focused, my brothers. We got a water fight. We must stay focused.
We do have a water fight. Yes, we do.
Yeah.
I'll start snarling like Umar. You know that's bad when I start snarling like Umar. I said, this creepy, this pervert. All right, everybody, we're gonna leave it at that. I feel so bad for this lady. I hope she got home safe. I hope she got out of all this unscathed. My goodness gracious. Thank you all for tuning on. I know this is a different show tonight, but I want to get it in. And I want to thank everyone for being here. I want to thank the moms for handling business. Thank everyone that's a Cook for Us chat. Inside Cook for Us chat. You guys are undefeated. Thanks to people who sent in cash apps. If you sent in super chats or PayPal, thank you so much. All right, thanks for everyone sending super chats. If you send in cash apps or PayPal, thank you so much. And we'll be back probably on Monday. Okay, I gotta go to work tomorrow. I took off today, and I still have. I think I might be able to get to Costco. I'm gonna have to leave like right now. Thank you all again for tuning on in. And if you haven't checked out the other videos that we did this week, make sure you check it out. Breaking news today, breaking news yesterday, and breaking news the day before. So we're on a roll. Thank you all again. And as we always do,
made me the prince of Pan Africanism. That's why I took over this conscious shit by the fucking throat. And don't worry, when I'm done talking about the Parent Association, I'ma deal with Papa Smurf. I'ma deal with that little dirty nigga. I heard you, albino. I'ma handle your ass tonight, pussy. You ain't getting away with that shit. You should have never came for me, nigga. I never fuck with your little dirty broke ass anyway. Still living in your fucking mama house. What type of grown ass nigga going on 50 still living in his mama house, nigga? Look at my face when you talking to me. This ain't no WWF, nigga. Who the fuck is you, the conscious Hulk Hogan?
And here he comes.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, weighing in at 275 pounds, Dr. Umar.
You can see exactly why the arena is full here tonight. This is a match with major stakes.
You the conscious Hulk Hogan? Papa Smurf? Motherfucker, you look like Tattoo from Fantasy Island with your stupid ass.
He calls himself the standard bearer of this division and plans on proving it in a matter of moments.
Who the fuck is you? Randy Macho Man, Seti Savage? You's a fucking nut, nigga.
to the corner. This can't be good.
You the general? Well, I'm the prince, nigga. The general answers to the prince. I call the fucking shots. You dirty midget. Fucking albino nigga.
Ran right through that clothesline.
Your problem is you got an inferiority complex. Don't blame me for that shit. I'm not the reason you look like a fucking cracker, nigga. Dr. Umar ain't the reason you look like a fucking cracker.
All the way up.
Speak your speech, nigga. Speak your speech, nigga.
My goodness.
Fireman's carry.
You verse me in your town, nigga.
This one.
2. And the 3's over. Here is your winner, Dr. Umar. Wrestle perhaps the perfect match. Never any doubt in this win.
An absolute statement by the victor here tonight. What a steamroller.
I know the conscious community got y'all lazy. All they running around is intellectually masturbating old ass information. Like Papa Smurf. That Papa Smurf shit ain't gonna get us nowhere. That Papa Smurf shit ain't gonna get us nowhere. You feel me? Hold on. Yeah.
Sí, señor, ¿cómo está?
Nah, I got this. I got this.
FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. It's coming. FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. FDMG it's coming. 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 Oh, it's coming. FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. Thought his personality be twerking. It's twerking.